After a little bit of a break, I'm back with some All the Mods 10. Welcome back. It's been a couple of months of no videos. For those who watch my videos regularly, sorry about that, but equally, felt I needed a bit of a break, and this is exactly what I've done. It's actually been 2 months, and it's been nice. I spent a bit of time with my family and spent a bit of time not working, and yeah, I've also been playing a little bit of this game, just not recording videos. As you can see with these white monstrosities that have now appeared in my base. Well, this is my base. This is actually the Nitwit Mansion, where I talked about my plans, my longer term plans to build the line, the Saudi Arabia mega project, but in Minecraft. And clearly a scaled down version is what can happen when you've got a limited size world. You can't build 500 meters in the sky really in this game. So this is where we are. We have these kind of blocked out footprints of these two parallel skyscrapers that at the moment are going into that hillside. They will go higher. They won't just be white concrete because it looks horrible. I've got to work out exactly how I'm going to do the design, because the actual design for the line has like a mirror effect on these buildings, particularly on the outside. So around here, which we can't see. The trouble is, Minecraft doesn't necessarily, it won't necessarily lend itself to efficient mirroring without some crazy frame lagging, and even with a beefy computer. Yeah, I mean, we've got like a 400 plus mod pack here, 400 plus mod pack. So yeah, it's not going to particularly lend itself to that. So I've got to improvise. I've got to be creative. I've got to come up with something different. But let me just take you on a very brief tour. So we've got these two buildings. They will go this way. Looking at the map, you've got a nice idea of the footprint. They go into the side of the hill. They will probably go to about the top of the hill in terms of height, and then continue out the other side. And I've got to work out what I'm going to do to this village here. But as you can see, I've kind of tried to keep the landscape in the middle, which is what we have here. So what I want to do is preserve a little bit of the biome within the structure, and there will probably be some kind of roof at the top. Not quite worked it out yet, I'm not going to copy the line exactly. Obviously information is quite scarce on that, and in terms of what's going to look like inside, there's lots of renders, but ultimately not a huge amount of information for me to go by. So I'm gonna, and I think this is probably what you guys would want anyway, have a bit of creative license and make it work for me and make it work for the game and some of the restrictions the game places on you. I've kept the villager houses up here. I've started to dig out the inside. I don't yet have the chunk destroyer. I actually don't think you can craft it yet. I don't think it's part of the pack. What am I doing? What am I doing? Chunk destroyer. Chunk loader, but no, it's not in there. I can never remember. Is it Quarries Plus, the mod? Yeah, so you've got the Quarry Plus block, but we don't have the Chunk Destroyer, which is quite a distinctive looking block. So there are lots of other ways, though. Lots of other ways to clear blocks out. And as you see, I've started to dig out different floors. We've got 10 block high floors. Well, actually, they're 9, I suppose, in terms of actual usable space. So we're on the workshop level, which is why 70 plus for 9 blocks. I've given myself some nice access to the mansion just at the end of this building. This is what was the ground floor. It's the entrance level. It's where a lot of the entrance and exits are going to be. But we're actually underground at the moment. There is the grass of the village above here. And it takes you through into what looks like a little bit of a dangerous place at the moment. But I do have a mega torch. Somewhere around here there's a mega torch. Also drain some oil, some crude oil, and I put them in these fluid tanks for use later, so that could be interesting. I'm not sure what mod that's from. I cannot remember. Right, what next? So going down another floor, we are at the where the most of the work has been done, as you can see. I love this new look to AE2. I'm suffering from a Christmas cold, so I apologise if my voice sounds a little off, but I'm constantly sipping tea. It's all good. So I have set up, without too much trouble, actually, to be honest. I've got a lot of materials I needed in the other AE2 instance back in the starter island, which I'll show you. So I've got myself a top tier reactor, a nitro reactor. We've got a basic AE2 setup with some disk drives, a backup battery, but you know, this thing's we need to get some more uranite in there, but uraninite even in there. We've got a controller here, so we can actually be a little bit more ambitious. I can dump my backpack in front of that, and it can all tuck it into the system. We are even wireless. That's right. If I can remember the key. There we go. So I've got access to my AE2 terminal, which doesn't have a huge amount in it, but it does have, as you may have noticed, some auto crafting. And we have these crafting CPUs, storage, and co-processing units. And we also have an automated setup for making processors, which I think seems to work quite well. Let me just give it a go. Right, I want to view craftable. So I've basically set up the auto crafting mainly for AE2 and power related stuff, the processor. So if I want to craft, oh, there we go, calculation processor. I think I've not set them up for the other ones. I can't get used to the new images. So let's say 10 calculation processors. There's automatic CPU assignment. So we'll start that. You can see the processor's got that in its job list. We've got all this doing stuff. You know, we've got there's a YouTube video which I'll try and remember to put a link in the description that explains how this is set up. But basically, you've got the silicon inscriber there that automated. You've got the logic, the calculation, the engineering there. They've all got their own ones, and this one just puts them all together with a bit of redstone to make them. And it's crafting me 10 processors. 10, was it automation? 10, what did I automate? I'm losing my marbles here. Calculation processors, that's it. So yeah, and this bit here, by the way, is the actual pattern provider. So this is where the auto crafting actually happens. This is a basic setup, but it's enough for probably for quite a while for me for now. And auto crafting in a mod pack when you've got all of this stuff to do. It's got the ATM star quests window has now been improved significantly. It looks quite intimidating. They've actually quite rightly now added the all the modium, if it will hurry up and open, quest line to part of the actual main quest line. And then they've also added creative. So this is beyond the ATM stars. So there is a lot to do in this mod pack. But all the modium, I'm pretty much done with the basic ingots. It's just the alloys that I need to start looking at some point. But I'm in no particular rush for that at the moment. But this gives you a glimpse of all of the stuff we have still to do to get all of these components of the fabled ATM star. And does it mean you win? Oh no, it doesn't, because there's another chapter afterwards. But as you can see here, there are so many quests to go through, so much new stuff for me to learn. I'm really looking forward to diving into it and exploring it and learning it. But I think there are many of these mods where I'm not going to be able to give you any kind of, detailed tutorials. You're just going to have to follow me as I work it out myself. Hopefully you find that quite useful if you do. There's also some good news. Is Chosen Architect, one of my favourite YouTubers, certainly on the modding scene anyway, has started an ATM10 playthrough. So I'll be learning a bit from him. Right. Okay. 2 things that I want to do in this episode. First of all, this dancing light just above my head is a quantum ring, and at the moment it's hooked up to the network. It looks pretty cool. Doesn't do anything. It will allow me, because I actually have my AE2 instance, an AE2 network, an ME network, I think technically it's called, in my starter base. And this quantum link chamber is empty at the moment, but we can actually link these completely physically separate ME networks together, and that is easily done. It just takes a bit of time and grinding. So we need, I think it's something like 250,000 items, and we need to put into a what's it called? I'll put it in my hotbar. A matter condenser, which will in turn create a singularity, which is a very dense bit of matter that we will then split into 2. It will create 2. What's the word? Well, what am I looking for here? 2 versions of the same singularity, and you just pop one in here and pop one in the other side, over in the starter base, and it will act. I've never done it before, by the way, so I'm only going by my assumptions, but it will act as if it's all on the same network. So that's what I want to do in this episode. Let's go back home, what is currently home, but it won't be for much longer, and that is our underground starter base on the island. And we have a similar setup here, where we have the quantum link chamber, the ring around it. Looks very pretty, but we still need that singularity in there so that we can connect the 2 networks up. So that's job 1, and that take a little bit of time to do. Job 2, I had a comment actually over the Christmas period. Someone asked me a little bit more information about this setup. So this is my automated, well, semi-automated emerald farm, which had mixed success. That the vanilla crafter, auto crafter that was introduced in the last major release, what was it, 121, it wasn't working particularly well because of the mod pack providing numerous variations of the same recipes. It was confusing the auto crafter, and I was getting glass trapdoors instead of glass panes. And so this exploit between librarians and cartographers was not working particularly well. But I'm going to try again with a slightly different setup. Bit of a challenge at the moment in my testing world is that we can't actually, there's a bug where cartographers, if they go above their first level of trading, the game crashes. So yeah, it's difficult to test at the moment, but I'll have another go and try and explain a little bit more clearly how this works. But let's start things off with this singularity so we can get our 2 AE2 networks combined. So I've popped an export bus, which is missing a channel. Okay, maybe I will pop it there. Does that have a channel? Yes, device online. So exporting into a matter condenser, which we want. We don't want matterable, we don't want to destroy, we want singularity. So we need 256,000 per item. So I think that probably means we need the same item. Now, what that item will be, I mean, I don't want to use Inferium because we have a lot of it. But I don't want to use it because it's so useful for mystical agriculture. Why have I got 2,000 white sheets? I don't even know what that is for. Right, okay, so yeah, we've got nothing like 250,000 items in terms of numbers. Right, so I will autocraft a 64k ME storage component. Oh, and I'm missing glowstone dust. Right, okay, this is why I need to link these 2 networks. I'm going back and forward. and I won't need to do that once I have this link in place. Okay, a 64K storage component will hopefully, I think, maybe overkill, but you know, hopefully it will do the job. That's crafted. You know, how easy is that? How easy is it? It's just amazing auto crafting, and as I've said, an absolutely essential item for this pack. Right, we have now got our storage component. It's condensed into singularities mode. I can't actually configure the input. Okay, I need to remove this so I can actually configure this to export. What am I going to do? Inferium essence. Yes, okay. So I'm going to pop that in there. That should, yep, it's going up. So I need to condense that. It's going to take a long time. I might be able to speed things up. No, I should have, I'm hoping I'll have an accelerator card, but it might be in the other AE2 system. And I'm just going to speed things up a little bit by putting 4 acceleration cards in there. And we should see this go up significantly faster. There we go. It's a bit better. Right. So as a matter of waiting, we will see this go down significantly. I think I need to probably decraft these blocks. Now, I don't want to put 10,000 blocks where I can create 90,000 items. Maybe I need a block generator of some sort, like a cobblestone generator, just to not waste all my Inferium that I've spent ages growing outside. I'll have a think about that, but for now it's going slowly. Right, let me put my thinking cap on and I'll get back to you. Cobble gen galore. I hadn't noticed this mod before, but it's something that we might be able to benefit from, because I've got most of the items already. Oh, you don't? Okay. Okay, this is easy. You don't actually need to... Have I got that? Oh, okay, forget that. I thought I had to go through the tiers. I don't. I've got a netherite block generator, which is 32 speed. Increase. I am going to need to work out how to do this. Right, I will fill this in. And I believe it is simply a matter of... Do I have a chest? I think we need water, we need lava, and we need an inventory. So let's have a look. I've always got barrels, so we'll pop a barrel there. Water bucket, thank you very much. And do we have any lava? We do. We do indeed. So this should be quite a simple way. Lava there, water, and an inventory. Wow. Wow. Okay, right, that's more like it. And I'm going to actually stop sending anything that is actually of value, and we'll pop cobblestone in there, which will... I don't think I've got too much of the stuff at the moment, but yeah, okay, I've maxed out that barrel already. I need to get some AE2 linked up to it. I've got an import bus there. Well, that can go. Hopefully this now is online. 2 accelerator cards. That should speed things up. And hopefully... Yeah, we need maximum speed on that. 2 more cards. We've now... Yeah, we're basically going as fast as we will probably go. I don't need any more storage on it. I don't need to soup up this barrel, but this generator is really quite simple. Oh, okay. Right, fine. Let's just have a quick look at this. So that's going pretty well. Yeah, we're a tenth of where we need to be. So it's looking good. I will leave that alone. And whilst that's building, I think what we'll probably do is relocate this into the new area. We will take this setup and move it to the new area. This is going to need to be chunk loaded. Going great guns. Yeah, so I will chunk load that. There is a way to do that, which I will figure out. I'll come back and do that in a moment. But back at the construction site on the infrastructure level, I mean, I'll just set this up over here for now. So we have got librarian, and this is someone that we need to get glass from. So basically we need to start off with some emeralds. So you do need a reasonable supply of emeralds to kick this off. And it should eventually be self-sustaining. And so what you need to do is you need a journeyman level librarian. I mean, these are masters, but they've been auto traded for some time. This is an auto trader, by the way, not a trader. So as you can see that by the netherite floor that they're standing on, it looks like iron from underneath. So you actually only need a journeyman librarian who will exchange an emerald for 4 glass blocks. Underneath that, well, I'm going to build this in more detail, but I'm just trying to explain to you the concept of it. You then need a cartographer, and these cartographers actually only need to be, I think, apprentice level, and they will buy glass blocks off you, and they will give you emeralds, or glass panes off you, and they will give you emeralds. So what you need to do is give emeralds to the librarian, auto trade for glass blocks. We then need to use a crafter. Again, this is probably going to be in my other AE2. Yeah, the auto crafter. We could use AE2 to do this, but I want to try and keep this as simple as possible. The vanilla auto crafters, they're all right, but in a mod pack like this, they are not particularly great. And as I've explained earlier in the video, they can break, particularly when there's multiple variations of the same recipes available. I know there's been in the mod packs tied up a lot of that, so I'm hoping that will help. So yeah, it's kind of like an exploit that's been around since trading in 1.13, was it 1.13? Around about that time, brought in a much more in-depth villager experience. And so yeah, we just need a starter supply of emeralds. We then need to pipe those emeralds into the librarians, get glass blocks, autocraft them into glass panes, send them to the cartographer, who will then give you a lot more emeralds for your glass panes than you will have put in. And so in theory, 100 emeralds should become 500 emeralds for one cycle. You're limited in speed by the fact that their trades don't refresh very often, once a day, so it's not the fastest way of doing it. Really, if you want to do this fast, then you should probably employ something like productive bees or mystical agriculture and grow emerald crops. And yeah, that's probably a much faster way of doing it. But that takes time to get to that point. This is a little bit more early game. You need a few emeralds, you need some auto traders, some villagers, some villager blocks, and an auto crafter, and a vanilla crafter, I should say. And that's pretty much it. So it's better for the early game. Well, here we go. This is my new slightly improved auto emerald trader. It's still fairly early game. Nothing is particularly complex or expensive. And I'll just take you through the components of this. First of all, we've got our clock. This is... Oh yeah. I've researched bunny boots, and as you can see, I'm wearing bunny boots. They make you jump, and I need to take them off because they're quite irritating at times, but also quite useful when you want to get up here. Anyway, what was I saying? Oh yes, the clock. So we have a 2x3 block or platform. It can be, this is just white concrete because I think it shows the build a little easier. And I've got lots of it, as you can see. This is a clock that, if you ignore everything behind me, and just look at these, it's actually a 2x4, I do apologise, 2x4 block. You've got 3 repeaters. They are simply here to just delay. They've all got delay up to 4, up to max, just to delay the loop so we're not overloading the crafters with the signal, because the crafters to craft need a redstone signal. Also, my tip would be to turn off your magnet if you have that on your backpack, because that will suck all of the things that the crafters spit out into your backpack. So yeah, basically 2 redstone dust on this side, 2 at the far end. You want this to go around in a loop. So basically what's happening here is the observer is observing a change in state of the redstone. And so it will output a signal to the back through a, again, maximum delay repeat around this loop, through another 2 repeaters, and then back round. It will then see that, oh, it's changing state again, and it will keep doing it. And it will go round and round and round. And this is a fairly simple redstone clock. So ignore this bit for now. This is simply to turn the machine off and on, or the clock, the circuit off and on again, which will stop the crafters from crafting away. Oh, I don't like dark mode. Why is it gone like that? Dark mode, less perfect, toasted light. Well, that's not light mode to me. So basically we're not auto crafting anymore. You basically need to send a signal every time this loops round. It's effectively turning on the crafters. You send a signal up 2 blocks into the side of one crafter, which will also power the crafter next to it, which I didn't realise actually. That's quite handy. So you only need to have a redstone input into the side of one of them. You want to disable the top 3 slots, because in ATM 10 anyway, you do sometimes get these. So Glass Central is a bit of a pain for these crafters, because it seems to think that when it has a row here, it crafts a glass slab. What you actually need is 6 glass blocks to create, I think it's 10 glass panes, maybe more, 16 possibly. And the same on both sides. I mean, you can just do this with 1. I've done it with 2, just speed it up a little bit. So I'll come back to these guys in a minute. So basically, yeah, we're putting emeralds in there. The way that we're getting emeralds to them is a little bit different. The hopper pulls the glass blocks that they produce out and puts them into here. However, as you can see, that hopper is locked because the signal is powered. This seems to power this block, which powers this block, which doesn't do that one. I'm not quite sure why that happens. In fact, I'm going to turn it back on again just for demonstration purposes. But, oh, no, I don't want to pick them up. There we go. So yeah, the hoppers will pick up the, there we go, okay. It seems to be working. As you can see, it thinks first of all it needs a trapdoor, but then it keeps on going. Same there. So it's worth keeping an eye on. In fact, it's doing it again. Oh well, yeah, keep an eye on those trapdoors, or those slabs. They will go into the auto trader for the cartographer, who is then, as you can see, will pay you glass panes, but he's maxed out his trades, as is this one. The output will be emeralds, because we're getting emeralds for them. which then go into a functional storage drawer. This purple line, by the way, and the animation means its modular router is doing something. So I'll explain in a moment. You can see the emeralds are coming into the frame block. They're being pulled out by a modular router. So I want to turn that off. Why are you doing it? Pulse. Okay, I need to check this out. Yeah, basically, this is a storage inventory for the emeralds, which gets pulled out of the auto traders. The modular router has two modules. It has a puller and a sender. Forget about the marks, the versions. You don't need to worry about them. Any version, any mark 1, 2, or 3 will work. So you need to pull the items from the adjacent inventory. So you literally, all you do is get the module in your inventory, hold it, then shift right click and it will mark it there. Pop it in the modules and it will then pull everything from there when it is on. But obviously I've turned it off now with redstone. So yeah, you just put a lever on the front and that will, I need to do the same over there. It will turn it off. So you can turn it off from here and it will start to collect in the frame drawers. Fine. That's fine. When you want it to go back up there, effectively you want to, sometimes you want to recycle emeralds back into the system to produce more emeralds. Well, this is where the modular routers are incredibly useful. So you need a sender module, which you would again, you pick in your, get up in your hand, shift right click on the block that you want to send it to. So at the moment, if they were on, this sender here, as you can see there, it's got auto trader. It sends it to the auto traders. So the emeralds will actually get wirelessly sent back up to the auto traders, and the same here. So if I were to turn these modular routers back on, you'll see the numbers once it turns itself on. Hello? Okay, I need to look at that redstone mode. Yeah, low redstone mode, and you turn the lever on and it effectively turns off the modular router, which will then start to stack up the emeralds in the drawers. And yeah, that's really it. There's not much to it. As I say, the thing to keep an eye out for is these pesky glass slabs. I think it's something that the crafters aren't that clever. And to be honest with you, I would probably start to use AE2 in this a lot more, rather than the vanilla auto crafting block, which is not particularly great at handling recipe conflicts. Whereas this setup over here, to the person that sent me a message saying, can you take me through it? Well, that's it. It is really simple. I've made a few improvements with the modular router sending things back up there. But as I say, these glass slabs are a pain. So if you are using AE2, not AE2, if you are using ATM 10, this mod pack, keep an eye out for that. But I think I will probably, before the next video, bring AE2 over into this so that I don't have to rely on the vanilla auto crafting, because it ain't great in this situation within this mod pack. Back at base, ever since I've turned on the chunk loading, I have a weird door situation, as you can see. Yeah, it's a bit odd. But anyway, so just to explain how to do that, I've got a shortcut key to the basically claim manager, which is an FTB mod. So this is about, I guess, blocking people from being able to make amendments to your base, etc. So you can make a claim to some chunks, and you can claim it. You can also left click whilst holding shift to force load a chunk, which these blue stripes show. Anyway, let's check up on how our matter condenser. Oh, we've got a singularity. Oh, and we've nearly got a second one. Okay, we only need one for now. So I'm going to take that. Now the next step is something that I've never done before. In fact, I've never created a singularity, I don't think. But it involves TNT. This singularity needs to be broken up. I'm going to go and do it somewhere where I don't mind there being something, a hole dug in the landscape. We've got plenty of demolition to do. Here, for example. So my understanding is that we need to create an explosion to do something to actually break this up into two identical pairs, if you like. And that's how we create the quantum link between our two ME networks. So let's see what happens. Where has it gone? Did I pick it up? Don't tell me I've just lost all of that. Okay, I'm thinking that big TNT was probably the wrong move here, and I've just lost myself a very important block. Well, item. You need to throw this singularity on the ground with a piece of ender dust. I bet you are laughing right now. Well, it's a good job. We're nearly on the way with another one then, really, isn't it? What an idiot. You know, I'd like to think I know what I'm doing, but maybe not. So that is embarrassing. Do I have some ender dust? Okay. Okay. We're going to do this again. This time, I actually read up what to do. Yes, I know, shocking. All right, okay. So you need ender dust and TNT. Right, let's go get some more TNT then. Oh, this has been a lot more work than I expected. So we'll pop the TNT down there. Oh, we'll put the singularity on top, just like we did before. Okay, let's get back. Light it. Jump ridiculously high. Oh, that looks more promising. Quantum entangled singularity. We've done it, which I think it's just a matter of popping it in there. Well, we'll soon find out. And if that is successful, we should... Is it supposed to do something? Let me just double check the... have been linked using the quantum and ME network can be expanded. Okay. So I don't have any end. I need to test this out, but can I see... Okay, so I've got one ender dust on this side. Let's travel to the other side and see if I can see that. No, I can't. So it's not working. Maybe it's because I've not chunk loaded. That could be it. That could be it. Right. Just got to remember what key it is. There we go. So chunk load. Okay, you can only chunk load chunks that you've claimed. I'm going to need to do chunk load the power source for it as well. That might be the problem on the other side, actually. I'm not chunk loaded the power source. So if I do the same here, chunk loaded. Oh, got another singularity. Oh yes, this is now a thing. So this is now working. You can see the little particles in there. So that's good, but I am running out of channels big time. And this is also collecting crap in here. So I think I will probably remove that. Still missing a channel. Modular router. That's for the... Oh, that's for all my farming stuff. What else can I lose? I can lose the cobblestone gen for now. You're online. You're still missing a channel. That's online. Export bus. Get rid of you as well. I don't need to build any more singularities. How about now? Man, this is ridiculous. Right, okay. We're online. This is online. To test it out, ender dust here. Okay, can I see that ender dust in in the other side. Yes, I can. It's working. I can now see stuff. It works. This quantum link is actually now means that even though it's many, many, many miles away, that AE2 system, I can now access it from here. Awesome. Well, as you can see, the emeralds are... Oh, I've got my magnet on. And I've probably got a ton of glass now. Get out of there. Hey. Okay, well, it's not perfect. And yeah, as I said, next episode I'll continue to dig out this area so we've got more and more space. I'll have a think about what I'm going to do for the external looks of this building. These buildings, this mega base. Yeah, mega structure. But first of all, I want to say thank you for watching. It's been good to have a break, but it's also good to be back. Back on this world, back on All the Mods 10, and then hopefully we'll get some views, some comments. So please do, for the sake of engagement, like, subscribe if you haven't already, and on that note, I'll see you in the next episode. Take care, everyone. Bye.